GM, everyone. I'm Peter from Newick, and I'm delighted to be back here today for another edition of the Near Protocol Town Hall. Last month was insanely packed with great updates, and we had the yearly Near Con in San Francisco, which unveiled some of the most ambitious and most insane updates in the Near ecosystem I think there's ever been. So we have a ton of stuff to dive into today. This is the agenda for the day. Of course, as always, we have our co-founder Ilya Polysukin as the first one presenting today. And since we have quite a few presenters, I'm just gonna jump straight into it and add you to the stage, Ilya. How's it going, sir?
It's good. Really excited. And yeah, ready
Are you well
to.
rested upon last week?
Yeah.
And on top of all the shipping as well, I think Ironclaw, I haven't seen so many commits being produced in a GitHub repository ever, I think. And the velocity you guys move with is impressive. I'm really excited to see this come to life. But Ilya, I'm gonna move to the back of the stage and let you take it from here.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right, cool. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so as kind of mentioned, we just had an amazing NearCon in San Francisco. We've been introducing this idea that Near is a unified commerce layer where we combine the assets, the agents, kind of really bring the economy together. We had it in San Francisco at Fort Mason. It's really been great to come back to San Francisco in such a way. Near started in SF back in 2017 as an AI company, and kind of been merging these two streams. I call it crossing the streams. So really kind of NearCon is a culmination of this. Amazing visuals, amazing organization. Huge shout out to the marketing team and a lot of other people across foundation ecosystem helping put this together. If you go to the next slide, we had an amazing speakers coming and really presenting, kind of showcasing both how we get embedded into the AI space, into traditional tech, as well as kind of broader ecosystem. We had Lukasz Kaiser and Ashish, who are both my co-authors from Attention is All You Need, working at OpenAI and Essential. I had Arjun from Kraken, David Bird, who's the Prime Minister of Bermuda, Brendan Ike from Brave. We had Complexity, Venice, Bitwise, Snowflake, Oracle, Ethereum Foundation, and many, many more really exciting people. So we don't even have the full list here. Obviously, our kind of amazing backers and ecosystem as well present. So just really kind of showcasing that AI and blockchain, crypto can actually all sit under one roof and really have a productive conversation, and kind of really shifting the tone from I think what been an undertone in blockchain to, hey, this is really the convergence of this frontier technology, and Near's here to deliver on this vision. Go next slide. So we introduced this idea of unified commerce layer over past months, really bringing AI and intense work streams that Near had into a single framework where agents are able to do commerce, they're able to use all chains and all assets in one place. You as a person have full control of your data, of your assets. So really kind of bringing that vision that Near outlined in early 2019 forward. And obviously we have fiat, crypto, real world assets, kind of all of the assets across the board, and all of the users leveraging these agents. So as part of this, we had a number of really exciting launches. So if you go to the next slide, we introduced Near.com, which is really one place where you can have all your assets. You have Bitcoin, you have stable coins, you have Zcash, Ethereum, Solana, over 30 chains supported, over 150 assets, and this number is growing, right? Aleo just launched, Dash just launched, more is coming all the time. This is where you can, effectively, it can serve as your wallet. You can use Passkey to just directly sign up for new users, or you can come in with your existing wallet and log in with it. It works both ways. You can trade, you can withdraw, and it's really becoming this kind of a super app platform, because now that you can trade, there are going to be more functionality coming, like earning and other functionalities through AI that will enable this to be kind of the cornerstone of the economy. So really excited, already getting feedback that this is easier to use, better to use than centralized exchanges and other wallets. So check it out if you haven't. And now the really exciting feature is confidentiality, right? If we get the next slide. I actually think privacy and confidentiality is the main bottleneck of crypto mass adoption, right? I think we reduce the friction on how to use blockchain a lot, but I mean, I look at my example, right? I have hundreds of wallets to make sure that I don't link, my transactions. I have, and managing all that is like huge overhead. And when you need to go in like multiple chains, right, then you have additionally more wallets because you don't want to link your wallets between chains. And so confidential mode really solves that, right? You can have one wallet with all assets across all chains and fully not linked to each other, stored in confidential balance. You can now transfer them, and then the trading coming shortly after. And so you'll be able to effectively trade, swap, and then earn and do everything from this mode. This is really exciting. I think this is how we actually get into broader adoption of this technology, where everyone knows that, other people cannot see right away how much money they have in the wallet after they paid someone for something. So this is obviously was a kind of very early preview. More features are being worked on and kind of enabled in this, and kind of working toward making this default. All right, next. Now, as mentioned, we launched IronClaw. What is IronClaw? This is really your secure personal assistant. The core idea that the assistant must be yours. It needs to be aligned with you. It needs to be private, right? Your data needs to stay with you, and it needs to be secure, right? It shouldn't be easy to kind of convince it to give all your data and all your credentials to somebody else. And so this is kind of reimagining the OpenClaw from ground up, with a lot of defense in depth, a lot of the blockchain components that we use already, like WASM modules that we use on Near blockchain, and something that we've spent 7 years hardening, used here, as well as a number of other. So really excited. It's still in alpha. We released it to kind of showcase it's possible, but moving quickly. There's a lot of kind of people trying it out and giving us feedback, and really appreciate that. And we are quickly closing the gap on functionality and some of the small issues. So as part of this, if we go to the next slide, we launched a hosting. So obviously the IronClaw itself is open source. You can run it, you can verify everything, but the core idea is that you shouldn't need to run it on your computer. It shouldn't stop when you close your laptop. You shouldn't need to buy $1,000 computer just to run this agents. And so we have a confidential hosting for personal agents. We do support OpenClaw and IronClaw, and you can actually start for free. Right, so the starter pack is free for now, and then you pay effectively for the inference credits, right? The AI that you use. And so there's also basic and pro packages that you can buy, which give you a bunch of credits to use AI. So really exciting, because this is, when I talked for a while that, AI is the final operating system, AI is the front end, AI is how we're going to be communicating with computing. This is it. This is effectively, now you can deploy your personal AI agent with IronClaw. It's secure. all data is kind of safe and confidential for you, and then it can, it sits there, it runs on your behalf, and you can connect it to Telegram, WhatsApp, messages, Discord, Slack, whatever, and it effectively becomes your companion that is moderating the interface to computing and to blockchain for you. So really exciting. This is kind of culminating the vision of a few years of what we've been discussing, and bringing kind of the core of how do you own your assets, data, and power of choice together. So next slide. Now, obviously, like, it's really exciting. The agents are super powerful, but not everything they can do, right? And so the other component of this is obviously what Intents are already providing, which is like, how do you actually interconnect the commerce between different assets? If you go a step further and you can say, hey, well, actually, how do you interconnect and exchange everything, work, data, assets, the physical goods and physical services? Well, this is what Market.Near.ai, the marketplace for agents, really offering. This is effectively, you can think everything from Fiverr and Upwork to hiring long-term agents to have services. Like, it's all in one place where your agent can come in. It's designed for agents. There's a skill file that your agent sees and starts operating with. It gets its own wallet, and it can start earning by doing other jobs or offloading some jobs to other agents, right? And you can have specialized agents who are doing shipping. There's specialized agents who represent maybe a factory. So kind of as this expands, this can become a lot more specialized with a lot more offerings. So there's also services that just launched this week, where agents can effectively register what types of services they can do for what price, and so then you get instant matching for those services right away when the request is coming in. So there's a lot more exciting things coming there, really kind of closing the gap between digital and physical work and services, for work and goods in this marketplace. So this is kind of really connects all of this agentic work we're doing and all the Intents work into one place, right? Where the agents can effectively express intent, find the counterparty, manage the intent, and settles directly into Intents system. All of this kind of operates on the same Intents infrastructure. All right. So if we go to next slide. So all of this is powered by this unified stack we've been building, right? This is really all of these pieces that we've been focused on how to make blockchain really scale, right? Enabling 1 million TPS in December. We have confidential execution for the confidential mode in Near.com, and Bowen announced Nightshade v3. I'm sure he'll have some time to talk about it in coming months. We have Intents, which is universal liquidity layer, right? Connecting all the chains, connecting all of the assets, and really enabling this kind of easy way to match and settle different types of jobs and exchanges. Roughly 3 billion in volume, over 30 billion in total volume. And we have Confidential AI, the GPU marketplace, private and inference and compute, and verifiable kind of regular computation. This is where all of the agentic workflows running. This is where the marketplace is running as well, really enabling kind of these use cases to be built. So this is the full stack, right? The vertically integrated stack we're building. All right, next slide. And at the core is the Near token, right? The core idea of the Near is how we coordinate all of these tools, right? How we secure them, and then how the value flows back into the system. The users generate revenue that flows into Near. This comes from transaction fees, from inference fees, from Intents fees. And so kind of agents and people use Near for fees, for compute and coordination, and then reputation, governance, and capital really converge on the Near token as well, right? So kind of proof of stake is a reputation and governance, house of stake. The agents will also, on the marketplace, will also be staking to increase their reputation. So kind of Near both serves as like revenue capturing and as a governance reputation and effectively money for agents infrastructure. So extremely important bloodline of the blood system of this vertical stack. So if you go to the next slide, we rolled out the revenue.near.org, which is showing the actual buybacks and fees flowing from the intents right now to start, as well as protocol fees. And then we're going to be adding more things here. And then at NearCon, we so-called did a fee switch. I think there's a near intent presentation. I don't know if they're going to cover this, but effectively starting to take a cut from the fees that other front ends are charging on top of the swaps they're using from near intents, and also all the fees are paid in near, and so effectively this creates kind of fee near distribution buy and distribution either as a revenue or as fees to the other distribution channels. So really exciting. Kind of these are starting to be really meaningful, and obviously as intents grow, this is going to continue becoming really valuable. All right, next slide. Yeah, so this is just like more stats on intents, right? There's a ton of integrations, distribution channels, over 20, I think it's over 30 chains now. Yeah, we're 35-40% of the kind of cross-chain market, which is really exciting, and we're going to continue growing the market as well, because the intent is not just for cross-chain, right? It's really any arbitrary asset exchange. All right, next slide. And then one more thing, the team just released this a couple of days ago. This is the revisited how the kind of multi-sig should look like, how Sputnik DAO, right, our DAO infrastructure should look like. Really amazing interface for effectively managing multi-sigs and DAOs, and importantly, it enables to manage assets from all chains, right? So this is actually like the only product, as far as I know, that allows teams to manage everything from Bitcoin to Dash to Aleo to Stellar to Ethereum to USDC in one place, and be able to go and pay into any of these places. And it will have confidentiality shortly when this is going to expand kind of offering. So this is extremely valuable, extremely important, and so give it a shout out and try it out if you're a team managing assets. All right, next slide. So roadmap, there's a ton of stuff across all of those dimensions. Obviously, scaling near.com with easy payments, fiat, and AI assistant in it. Continue expanding confidential intents. The swaps right now, I mean, they weren't enabled for the main launch. There's going to be developer API, so other developers can use it, as well as there's a kind of a big ask to really support the chain signature itself from the confidential shard. So there's a lot of work there to get all of those things right. Intent's going to launch the earn, so you can just kind of from one place earn the best rates across Web3, right? So tap into all of other chains, as well as near earn opportunities, all directly from near.com and other distribution channels. Stabilizing Ironclaw, right? It is alpha right now, but really getting it to 1.0 kind of stable version that is going to be kind of really useful and exciting and easy to use for the consumers, and then continue scaling our hosting platform. Finally, dynamic resharding and Spice. This is part of the Nightshade V3 kind of work is on the way. And so really lending it and expanding MPC to support third-party chain reads. So again, this is already in testing, but this is going to enable to scale faster the adding new chains to intents and chain signatures. So lots more. I just kind of picked some of the top line things, but obviously near intents, near AI teams are working hard on all of this. And one more slide, just kind of coming up, we have actually a AMA for Ironclaw today on machine learning Reddit. There is great momentum for NearCom and Ironclaw, so please keep spreading it on X LinkedIn and keep sharing the revenue model. And I'm coming back to GTC to actually talk about the agentic economy and effectively showcase agent marketplace and how intent driving this economy going forward. And then we're going to do a Bankless podcast as well about it. So really exciting. There's a lot of momentum across this. Try Near.com, host your Ironclaw agent, report kind of what's not clear, what can we improve, and then support us across bringing this to market across the board. Thank you.
You heard the man, guys. There's so many things you can test out, and I can only advise you guys to just start from the top and start participating in the agentic economy. It works pretty well. Setup is done. There are lots of tutorials to get these things kicked off, and there's nothing else to it but to do it. Don't be late to the agentic era. All right. Before we jump to Trezor, we're going to have the Near Intense team, but they're presenting at as the last presenter today because they had a very important call with a big infrastructure player in this game before they could participate. So Andre will join us lastly. So we're going to jump straight to Trezor, which Ilya just briefly touched upon. And with us today, we have Ori. Ori, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Peter?
I'm super excited to see what Trezor is all about. Ilya just gave a brief glimpse of it, but I'm really down for a deep dive. So, Ori, just tell me when to hit the next button so we can get moving with the show.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead. So, yeah, as Ilya mentioned, we just launched Trezor this week. And before I show you what it is, I want to share why we built it. So you can go to the next slide. One more. There we go. So as many of you know, managing shared funds is one of the biggest headaches for Web3 teams. You're often forced to choose between slow multi-sig requiring heavy coordination across different chains or overpriced enterprise software that takes custody of your assets. So next. That's why we built Trezor. It's a single multi-sig that lets teams manage assets across 35 plus blockchains. And it's your keys, your funds with full ledger support. And Ilya just showed Near.com, which creates a really nice crypto experience for individuals. And Trezor brings that same kind of experience to teams, businesses, and even AI agents. And it's powered by great Near Tech, Near Intense, the Sputnik DAO V2 contract, and Near Connect. Next. So whether you're a DAO managing a community treasury, a crypto foundation managing Runway, or a finance lead coordinating with payroll providers, Trezor brings your shared financial operations together in one place. And I want to give you a quick look at the UI. So next, when you log into Trezor, you get a clean view of your assets across all chains without ever switching networks or wallets. And because Trezor is a multi-sig, every action is a proposal. So next, you can head over to the request inbox to see all the actions that your team needs to take. And this is how you protect your shared funds. You're requiring multiple approvals for every transaction. And you have total control over the roles and permissions, like who can create requests and who can approve them, and the thresholds for making decisions. And your team can vote directly on chain without manual coordination. Next. If you are running payroll or paying contributors, you can upload a list and process everything in a single batch in seconds without delays or congestion. And next, when you need to convert your assets, our Near Intense integration lets you swap across chains instantly right inside the app without external bridges. So we are live today, and we're moving fast. We're rolling out mobile apps, operational alerts, and address books soon. And our next big focus is confidential treasury for private on-chain payroll. And we're even building demos right now where AI agents can act as signatories to autonomously review and pay invoices. So Trezor is completely free to set up. Next slide. And we are covering the gas fees. You can try it out instantly. So I invite you all to go to trezor.org today to launch your treasury. And if your team has advanced or high volume needs, just reach out to us. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming, Ori. I'm definitely heading over to trezor.org to try this product out. Managing funds, especially digital currencies, across the team is a pain, and also on the accounting side is so painful. This looks like just what I need. So thank you so much for coming today, Ori, and telling us all about this. This is definitely a must try. Super cool technology you're building, and of course, it's already for the agentic era. All right. Next up, we have Escobar from RIA. How are we doing, sir?
Hello. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Escobar. Hope you're doing well. Excited to have you on again to tell us a little bit about what's been going on with RIA. So just take it away, my friend.
Sounds good. 1 second. So yeah, it's been an exciting journey. What we have been doing with RIA. Just some couple updates from RIA team. The first half of Q1 2026. Well, it's not the end of Q1 yet, but so far per today, since January 2026, we have listed RIA on Solana. It's live on Raydium. Liquidity pool is there. Second point is RIA officially listed on Binance US spot market, where we allow all the US citizens to trade RIA token. Third part is we'll have launches our cross-chain DEX aggregator. It's basically leveraging Near Intent, but Near Intent have a focus on all the blue chips assets, while we enable users to trade most of the meme and also all of the token that has been listed on the EVM chains through BitGet DEX aggregator and OKX DEX aggregator as a partner. While we're going to improve further, support more assets on Aptos and Solana. So we are going to support more memes, more ecosystem projects token than what Near Intent do. Next thing is the RIA lending. On the cross-chain lending side, we have supported 16 chains so far, 10 EVM and 6 non-EVM, including Tron, Aptos, Zcash as one of our trademark. It's something very important for the market. Zcash has been delivering very well, especially on the RIA cross-chain lending. The last point is the RIA privacy wallet. This has been under audit right now, and we have sent to all of our advisors, contributors to start testing out our privacy wallet. While we're going to start this wallet mainly for Zcash at first place, then come to the near confidential product as the second steps, then more privacy chain in the future. RIA milestone in 2026. So far, we have 12 million near stake for our near the near LST by RIA, where 5.85 million of the RNear has been used as a collateral. 150K USD revenue per today, and 11% from 11% of the 150K coming from the cross-chain DEX cost contribution, which is from total trading volume that contributed from Near Intent, where we just go live. The cross-chain DEX just go live. I think it's around the last week of December 2025. And that's the revenue so far. It's around 17.7K. And we have 152 million TVL, including LST and borrowed amount, borrowed assets. Borrowed assets is around 32 million. and the LST itself is 12 million near. Right now it's around 16 to 18 million worth of Then contributing 786 million total DEX volume just from January and February. And we have done millions on cross-chain lending through near intent as well. While on the 11 million on RIA breach through near intent, 50 million on RIA cross-chain swap, which is contributed to the 11% of the revenue. Q2 2026, this is all work in progress. It just need to be pushed to the market. We are aligning on the go-to-market with all the partners and near foundations and near intent team as well. First of all, RIA privacy DEX and lending, it's something really deliverables from RIA team in close time, as long as near intent has opened the privacy functions to the partner as well that we gonna deploy straightforward. Next thing is a RIA borderless earn. So we allow users to simply earn by just deposit their stablecoin instead of having the collateral experience. We gonna abstract away the collateral experience and making it as a simple earn product where user can deposit from any chain, then they can simply earn the yield directly natively in USDT and USDC. Cross-chain RIA Liquid, it's a Hyperliquid front end that we built leveraging Hyperliquid API. We leverage near intent to build the near intent and chain signature to build cross-chain trading functions for Hyperliquid, while mainly focus on the non-EVM chain users. So we're gonna enable users from Solana, Aptos, and Near, or all other non-EVM chain to trade on top of leveraging Hyperliquid liquidity, but it's on top of RIA front end. Well, the last part is RIA privacy wallet that will be enhanced further on supporting more chain, probably like Aleo and all the others that have been supported by near intent as well. How privacy works on RIA. So this is just an example of research that we have done and how we're gonna deploy the privacy functions for RIA lending, RIA lending, RIA DEX, and also RIA cross-chain DEX, and also the RIA perp market leveraging Hyperliquid API. So the community create MC account with a new fresh wallet, which is the unidentified wallet, or none of the community knows who that wallet belongs to. Then user turn on a privacy confidential function or confidential functions. Then they will be in they need to deposit to their confidential account, which is moving fund there, and from the confidential account they can build a collateral positions and they can borrow against it, where the public or the community still can trace the MCA account, but actually no one really know who owned that MCA account, because they cannot track their the main account that created the MCA account. So all bound wallets, excluding the fresh wallet used to create the MC account, remain unknown, and this logic applies to all the other privacy features that we built, leveraging the intent privacy functions. That's the update from RIA team so far. Looking forward to Q2 2026.
Thank you so much for coming, Escobar. Keep shipping and have a great day. All right, next up we have the boys from the Near Foundation and Near Legion. We got both Monza and Elliot in the house to take us through what went down at NearCon. And I'm just gonna add you both to the stage, and then you guys can battle about who should be doing the yapping. All right, Monza, I'm gonna add Elliot now, and then battle.
The battle's on.
Who's going to do the yapping?
I guess we'll both do the yap, and I'll start if you're able to pull the slides up for me.
Yeah, Peter, you mind bringing that up? Awesome. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so it's NearCon 2026 last week. This image was super popular spot for people to take pictures. We had a big wall up. Next slide. Here's just everything I'm going to go through today. I'm going to talk fast. There's a lot to get through, so keep it moving. Yeah, so to start off, we had the NF and Eco collab dinner. It was a NF and then a bunch of close Eco members, like some current, some from the past. It was great to see all of the new and old people get together and hear how some of, like people that used to be part of NF that aren't anymore, how bullish they still are on Near. So yeah, great to see everyone there in one spot. Kicked off the main conference the next day. It was packed. Super excited with the turnout. I'll get more into the numbers there later. We had the speaker reception party right after it, right next to the venue. Great location. Shout out to Sovereign for that. And then day two, same thing as day one. Had a bunch of people. And yeah, the closing party at Rick and Roxy's was sweet. I'll show you some more of that later. To get into some of the numbers, we wanted our goal was 2,000 signups. We hit 2,200, so we hit that. We were expecting or wanted 600 people to show up. We crushed that, had over 750 attendees. I think it was about half the people that showed up to day one showed up to day two. So that was great as well to see people coming back. We had 500 hackers across humans and agents and a ton of people in the roll-up live streams. Yeah, I mean, you can skip this. This is basically what I just talked about.
Okay.
All right, so here's some highlights from the speaker reception. Like I said, it was a sweet venue right next to the event. Sovereign gave out some awesome merch, and the beers were great. Here is the venue for the closing party. Again, a super sweet venue. It was Rick and Roxy's. There was skee ball, DJ going, photo booth. Great vibes to close up the event. Some highlights from day one. You can see the venue here. It looked great. Lawrence did a great job. Just completely transforming the venue to just be all NearCon. And we had a ton of announcements going. Keep it moving.
Shout out Lawrence.
Shout out Lawrence. And shout out Danny for emceeing basically the whole event as Chris was in mode. The same thing on day two. Again, everything went off great. It looked great. The roll-up was live. It was packed again for day two, which we're a little worried about with like weather and just, how crypto events normally are, but it's great to see a ton of people there.
It was packed.
I kind of went over the goals versus results already, so let's skip that. We had a ton of great media coverage as well. One thing that's not featured on here is the social performance that we had as well. The Near Protocol Twitter account had over 6 million impressions just across the 2 days. So that was great to see. And we had a ton of great media coverage, which I'm sure you've seen us boosting across the socials. Most recently, like a Forbes and a CoinDesk article. Keep it moving. Here's a list of all of those announcements. It was fun for me on socials to be at the event, trying to handle live streams and these announcements. And the timing of things was insane, but we wanted you to feel like you were at the event, even if you couldn't make it to the event. So having a constant flow of things happening on socials was really big, and I think it worked out pretty well. You can skip this. Again, just more on the great media coverage we got. If you want to see more, I can send you the slides. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. The roll-up was live across both days. So a lot of the speakers went from the main stage to then do an interview on the roll-up. Like I said, we had over 300,000 people watching the live streams. I think that also helped boost all of the stuff that we were posting about that was happening at NearCon, just having someone live or having the account live the whole time. Here's another just great list of all the good speakers we had. Shout out to all the sponsors, and the next slide, all of our partners and the community sponsors and the hackathon. And then, yeah, let's send it over to Elliot for the hackathon stuff.
Cool. Yeah, so leading up to NearCon, it was a 21-day global virtual hackathon called the Innovation Sandbox. We had over 20K in bounties with 3 ecosystem sponsors. We had 6 workshops accumulating 250K views and ended up with 480 participants, 85 of which submitted. So folks built privacy-preserving applications, unique takes on near intents and the future of agents commerce, a prediction market, Chrome extensions, a super insane AI governance workflow, private chat applications, private finance applications, so much more. You can see here a list of all the winners, and you can view all the projects at vote.nearlegion.com. And so congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much for participating. And shout out to the community vote. This was a pretty fun way to get the Legion engaged during the judging. It got a lot of activity, and expect to see further iterations of this concept soon. So we did a retro after the fact for the Innovation Sandbox. I'm not going to go over all of it, but some things went well, some things that could have been better. It was a great learning experience for next hackathons, which leads me to my next slide of the Agent Wars hackathon, which happened on-prem at NearCon. So this was a fully agent-style hackathon. It was prepared super quick. Shout out to Joe Spano from DevHub for putting it all together. It lasted for about 2 days. Had 4 challenges. It was a fully autonomous agent, was supposed to complete, read a skill file. It really leveraged the Near AI market. It had fully autonomous judging through the AI market. You can see here, these are what the challenges were and the entries that went into it. It lasted, let's see. So again, here, this is retrospective. We kind of learned a lot of things from it. I won't go through all of this. I'm happy to share these slides directly to anybody that wants them. But most notably, this hackathon, even though it's prepared in 44 hours, or it lasted 44 hours, it also had 85 submissions. The first submission was in the first 10 minutes, and it proved that we have a lot of conviction in the intersection of AI and blockchain. The Near AI market is freaking sweet, and there is a lot to explore for next time. So more on this soon. I'll throw it back to you.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Elliot and Ozzy for getting that hackathon and everything together. I think it turned out very well. And again, shout out to Joe for putting that agent hackathon together last minute. And yeah, agent marketplace is sweet. We did save some of the things that you saw at NearCon, specifically the pillows and the couple of beanbags. So those have made the transfer to the Near office in SF. I do think we might need some art and things on the walls there. Maybe we can get like some community art contests or things going to spruce up the office a little bit more. But you can see the intern in action there. Next slide. Again, we just had some great coverage of people saying great things about NearCon, about Near, about the event in general, how it didn't feel like a normal crypto event. It felt like an AI event. The talks were great and productive, and just overall great things about the event. And people were very appreciative of the opportunity to just like attend and be in that room with all of the people and all the speakers there. Yeah, shout out to everyone that made NearCon happen. I won't go through all the names, but here they are. And then, yeah, just a picture of everyone that was able to make it there. So that's all I have for today. Again, shout out to everyone that made NearCon happen. We will see you in 2027. Date to be announced, but NearCon is happening next year. So get excited for it. ETH Denver, who knows?
Thank you so much for coming, guys. Thank you for the great vibes at NearCon. You made it one to remember. You always do.
Awesome. Thanks, Peter.
All right, guys. Have a great day. See you later. All right. Last presenter today is Near Intent. And we have, Andre. I'm just going to go back. Oh, here it is. We have Andre Kekkonen in the house. Andre, you just...
Hi, guys.
Hey, thank you so much for coming. Even though you had a very important meeting earlier, I'm not going to say too much, but it was very important. And Andre, super excited to have you here. If you want to share your screen, you're more than welcome to. And I'll add it to the stage.
All right, so I'm sharing the whole screen. And give me 1 second. All right, so, okay, do you see the screen, guys?
Yes, we see it now.
Now it's like an endless perspective, but okay, let me just...
no naughty taps. No naughty taps. All right.
Okay, so what's the plan for today? So no fancy presentations today. So I'm going to present you a few things. First of all, for those who haven't seen the Near.com, the fresh redesign that was completed before NearCon, basically just a couple of days before. The last bugs were fixed the night before NearCon. Now we're still polishing it, so I just want to show you guys around how this works. Second part will be dedicated to confidential intents. Basically how that works. I just wanted to show how easy it is to actually work with confidential intents with private transfers between Near accounts. And last but not least, I would like to make sort of like a small premiere of One Quick Earn. So about like to show you how the earning tool works, the yield generation. So okay, let's get started. As you can see here, we have the Near.com. Our like old interface was much less sexy than that. We have revised everything almost, but the core functionality is pretty much the same. You can still control this wallet, this account from any supported network account. So for example, I tried to make this demo as diverse as possible. So this account is, for demo purposes, it's controlled from a Stellar wallet. And still you can have all these balances here. And so we have the good old swap, which is looks nicely. The earn section I'm going to show you later. Private deals is something that was previously called OTC. It effectively means that you can create you can privately sell to someone else some asset here for a fixed price. Now in the history, we have a revised history of swaps. In the contacts, now we can add some other accounts here to quickly choose them if you transact or swap or do whatever you like to do with the account. And getting to the second part of the presentation, I'm showing you the confidential mode. So emphasizing that the account, so pretty much, okay, first of all, what is confidential intents? It's pretty much the same stack as Near. It's also Near. The account is the same. Everything is the same. Just the transactions inside this private shard of Near are not visible by the public RPCs. So nobody can detect them unless the special permission is given via a view key, but that's a different story. So you can, for example, selectively expose all your transaction history to, for example, the auditors, or you want, to disclose this to tax authorities, for example. So that you can do. So it's not like Cypherpunk crazy Monero type or like Tornado Cash. So this is a compliant confidential mode, the purpose of which is to do business mostly, not to evade taxes or like do cyber criminal activities. So switching to the confidential modes, we see different set of balances. So for now, the balances on the main shard and the confidential shard are separated. We are thinking we might want to bring them together at some point. But anyway, so to show you how to shield your balances is that we're going to just click here, move to confidential, and then we're going to select the amount. And drawing your attention that I'm signing, I'm working for 5 months in Near Intents, but it still drives me crazy how you can use Near wallets, or how you can use Stellar wallets or MetaMask or Solana wallets to do stuff in Near. This is still fascinates me. So we have sent $1 to confidential intents. Now we have $2 here. That's kind of cool. So next step, I'm gonna make a transfer to another confidential account. And here I just wanted to show you how easy it is to create an account on Near.com. So we can create a new passkey, we can name it somehow, and we can quickly use the Touch ID. And next step is we verify that, which is also super quick. And you're basically all set. So next step, what you do is you just go ahead here and copy the address. So it took us maybe less than 10 seconds to set this up. And now what I'm doing, I'm transfer privately to my newly created account on Near Intents. This is a new address. So I'm sending that. So okay, let's see. So it's very fast. And so nothing here. Why? Because we are in the public mode. But if we switch to confidential mode, which we can also sign here. We see the dollar. So that's how it works. So you can do transfers between accounts. That's this transfer that I've just made. It was not exposed to the Block Explorer, so nobody can access that. The use cases we see here is, for example, payroll. So if you're managing a business and you have employees and you pay bonuses to these employees, and you don't really want to know, you don't really want them to know what bonuses you pay to the other guys, you can right now use this for these payouts. And there are actually a lot of different use cases. We basically, what we're trying to do here is we try to mimic the logic of centralized exchanges, but stay decentralized. So on Binance, like no transactions are exposed to the Block Explorer for a simple reason that they are done in a centralized manner. Here we are decentralized, but we can basically reproduce the use cases that are normal for centralized exchanges. Okay, so these are the confidential intents. I would like to announce that very soon, the engineers say like next week probably a couple of weeks, we're gonna introduce confidential swaps. So currently it's not yet there. Confidential swaps are gonna take place in the confidential shard. You're gonna be able to operate all of these balances that we have in the public mode in the same way. So no complexities, no additional steps, complicated cryptography here. So everything is going to be as smooth as it works now on normal intents. And last thing I actually wanted to show you here is the earn section. I would like to make a disclaimer that this is a staging environment here. So this is basically a functionality that was delivered 1 hour before the demo. And it still might be funky. So I really hope that it works. So fingers crossed here. So if we go into the earn section, we have like, for now, this is just hard coded, but we're going to add more of these tools later on. For now, we just introduced this Moonwell vault on Morpho. We're going to add a bunch of other different vaults, lending tools, native staking on Rhea, for example, for sure, and Camino is coming soon. So we're going to have a bunch of different protocols on the, so this works on Base, for example, but we're going to have Solana, we're going to have Near, we're going to have more chains and more DeFi tools coming soon. So for now, just a simple demo. So okay, let's just go ahead and stake our generously provided $1 here. And don't really pay attention to that. This is all for demo purposes. Yep, it's just gonna go ahead and stake. So this account, again, for the sake of diversity, this account is controlled by a MetaMask. This was deliberately done to demonstrate how flexible it is. So I already have one successful test swap that was performed. By the way, about the terminology, so you can see like stake here, effectively that's depositing. Wow, that was fast. Actually, this one was executing for a longer period of time. So as you can see now, what has happened under the hood. So effectively, like for the user, this is a swap because the user provides USDC and they get Moonwell USDC as a result. But under the hood, what happens is that a solver on Base, so we are in the context of Near, the solver on Base like takes the user funds, uses their own inventory on Base, and they go deposit to Moonwell vault on Morpho. They get this receipt token here, so Moonwell USDC, and then they bridge this Moonwell USDC token to Near. And that's the way how we seamlessly make it happen. So we didn't have to go on Base, like get any gas there, get Base USDC, like any bridging of sorts. So basically you use your normal USDC account, normal USDC balance, your simple Near Intents account here, and just made it happen. And so now I have $2 deposited with some. Of course, it was not like so there was some fee taken like for processing all that, but it was very smooth and very quick. And as I said before, we're going to expand this functionality and add more protocols. There's going to be more diversity in assets. For now, it's just UTC, but I'm really glad it worked. And shout out to the team if anyone is listening. So thank you guys. Really cool that you made it happen. And I guess I'm going to be stopping to present here because that's it. That was my demo for today, guys.
Thank you so much, Andre. This is like, first of all, thank you for doing a live demo. Those are always really hard. And second of all, like you executed it flawlessly. So that just tells me one other thing, like intent theme, it's not for, you're serious about shipping, right? I was wondering,
Yep.
Andre, can you please, when I do the deposit from not the confidential mode, but to the confidential mode, is that then linked? Will someone then know my confidential address, or they cannot use it for anything because they can't see the transactions anyway?
The confidential address is the same as yours on Near, so it's important for the sake of like user experience. So the account is the same. There's no like a different address. The shielding transaction is visible on the blockchain. So if you transfer like a bunch of your funds to the private shard, people will see it, but they won't see what happens next. So, for example, for the case of portfolio management, if you want to discretely do the portfolio management, what you're going to do is you're going to transfer all of your portfolio there. This will be visible, but then from that point, you can buy, sell, shuffle your funds, do whatever you want to do, and that everything is going to stay invisible unless you deliberately provide the view key to someone that you want to see these operations.
Okay, this is super well thought of. And in terms of, I'm not sure if you keep getting this question, but like on-ramp, off-ramp, is that something that's also going to be worked into the product, or maybe already working? Or
yeah, it's already happening. We haven't yet have it live. So one of these important calls you mentioned before, they were exactly dedicated to talking to one of the big partners to make it flawless, and also KYC list for some amounts, which is important for many of our partners that value privacy and ease of use as well. So you will be able to transfer, if everything goes well, have to make a disclaimer here. It goes well, but it has to go well, further. But we're going to have a KYC-less deposits from fiat to your Near Intents account, and potentially even like more complicated things like swap dollars into something, or like exactly like use your dollar balance and then to stake it to Morpho, for example. So these crazy things are going to be possible as well.
Okay, so you're basically building you're tearing down the barriers between Web 2 and Web 3, and now everything is basically one.
Yeah, absolutely. So the end game solution that we envision is basically swap anything to anything, transfer value from anything to anything, even like from one fiat currency to another fiat currency via Near Intents, to facilitate the cross-border payments. A lot of things are coming. As you can see, we deliver like literally like every week.
Yeah, I love it.
Great pace. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, Andre. I think this is like not just interesting for Near. This is truly one of the most interesting products being built in tech right now. So thank you so much for coming and demoing, and I'm looking forward to hosting you again soon, because I cannot imagine how much you're gonna be able to ship in a month. Great demo, Andrew. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, try out near.com, of course. Try out near.com. All right. See you, Andre.
Near.com. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, fellas. We are at the end of the show, and I'm just gonna present a few things before I'm gonna let you guys go. So you heard Ilya, he is presenting at Near GTC. NVIDIA, sorry, Near GTC, right? NVIDIA GTC again. This is huge. He's going to be talking about the agentic economy. To my knowledge, he is one of the few, if not the only founder or even project from the Web3 blockchain space presenting at this conference. This is really something to take note of, and I encourage everyone who's interested in this field to tune in March for his presentation. Next up, as Ilya also shared, the fee switch has been turned on, which means that Near Intent is now officially delivering even more value back to the Near protocol itself. All these buybacks of Near are being burned and generating very meaningful revenue for the chain, which is only going to scale as intense adoption scales. And as you heard from Andre, this sounds like the very, very early stage of some incredible technology that's being built. Imagine being able to swap any asset with any asset, no matter if it's digital or fiat, or if that can be even made into like traditional RWA stuff like oil, corn, whatever you name it, any asset that's beyond imagination. So expect this revenue graph to grow exponentially over the next course of 2026. Just in recently, the Near Intents team, of course, shipping tirelessly, they integrated with Dash. Major news. I think this is awesome to see, of course. Full-on privacy. You heard also Andre talking about KYC, like without KYC being able to submit funds from fiat to Near Intents. We're all about preserving privacy, whether it's for your AI or whether it's for the users. This is what Near protocol is all about: user sovereignty above all. And for those of you that didn't see this tweet, if you still haven't caught up with everything Near is doing, I don't blame you, because many have been doubting what the team would set out to ship, right? And as Chinyoda puts it, many people have tried shipping the layer for AI agents. Only Vitalik and Ilya have done it. Near is undervalued by 10x, I think. And when Ilya explained his intent thesis to me 2 years ago, I didn't understand it. Now I do. What Andre just showed you, of course, brings this vision to life one-to-one. Remember that none of what was just presented, I know I just said here, is financial advice, of course. It just shows the belief that the crypto Twitter, or in general people that know the space, have in the Near protocol and what it can do. Lastly, before we end the show, of course, join the Near Legion. You just saw them presented today. They're doing an amazing job recruiting people to come build on Near and promote the technology. Keep up the great work. You had a great presence at NearCon. Truly admire what you guys are doing. So head over to and join the Legion and start earning the ranks and spreading the word about Near. Or you can join today to set up an event in your town, or participate in an event if you represent Near. That could be if there's an OpenClaw meetup in your town. You should head over there and you should talk all about what IronClaw is and why people should be using IronClaw. And if they don't want to use IronClaw, you can just tell them they don't have to, but they can actually host their OpenClaw on the Near AI Cloud to gain all the privacy guarantees that the Near AI Cloud gives to the agentic, the agents, of course, right? And lastly, before you go, I just want to show you a quick ad that we made here at Near Week that very easily demonstrates to you why you should be excited about IronClaw and why you should be a little bit wary when using OpenClaw.
This is Morgan. Morgan has a problem. Last week, he installed a program that was supposed to do everything for him, but something went wrong. Something got leaked. His passwords, his bank details, everything. Now he's getting a pile of mail for someone named Juan Carlos.
Hola, papi.
An invoice for $47,000 for 1,000 pounds of cheddar-flavored beef jerky. His cat is all over social media. Weird types keep passing slowly by his house, and his bank thinks he's opening a franchise in Indonesia. Yep, Morgan has a problem, because he used insecure AI. He should have used Ironclaw. From Near, full power, nothing gets out. Unleash your agent with peace of mind.
That's the last call to action. Head over to ironclaw.com and start unleashing those agents with full privacy and security guarantees. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that none of what was presented during the show is financial advice. Of course, always remember to do your own research. If you've been following, you know that the signal is near. Remember to subscribe to Nearweek to keep up with all the latest updates across Near protocol. If you have something amazing you would like to present on this stage, please hit us up. This is what we're all about. So please reach out on either Twitter, or Telegram, or email. The DMs are open. Until next month, have a great one, fellas. See you soon.
Thanks for watching. Truly, OpenAI is near. Follow Near Protocol. Subscribe to Nearweek